Hello and welcome to another episode of the Spurs This Week podcast. I'm Tobey from _Spurs Center, and today we are going to be reviewing the 4-0 win over Wycombe, which probably isn't a very accurate depiction of how the game went, but I'm joined by Charlie from CB Design, a Z instead of an S. How you doing, Charlie?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well.
Doing well.
How are you?
Pretty good. Thanks for asking. And we are also joined by Bodhi from Hotspur Industry. How you doing, Bodhi?
I'm doing all right. Yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. So let's jump right into it with the Wycombe game. So 4-1, Bale, Winks, and Dombele providing the goals. Immediate post-match reactions. What do you think? What did you think of the game? We'll start with that with Charlie. Charlie, what did you think?
Of the Wycombe game. Yeah, it was good. It was the first half was very on and off, but really people are complaining that it was a bad performance. But really, if you look at the shots on goal, if you go by the shots on goal, it's actually pretty good, you know. And
well, maybe that's another concern though, is that
we didn't score though.
Well, obviously the biggest concern was that we didn't put the shots in. We didn't take our chances earlier. But I think when that Bale goal went in, that changed everything. If you ask me, last minute, first half goal. I mean, it changed the game really.
Yeah, it really did.
But really, I wasn't worried at all in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I was worried it was going to go to added time for a second. But
yeah.
except for that, and Dombele back at it.
But I actually wasn't worried. Maybe it was just because the commentators, they seemed kind of disinterested in the game for whatever reason, from where I was listening to it. But I wasn't concerned at all. I wasn't worried about Wycombe scoring another goal. I was feeling confident, even if it went to extra time or to penalties, that we'd pull away with it. So I think that's just a sign of this is a Mourinho team that wins games. And then, but also we were saying we created, looking at the stats here, we created 26 chances and had 28 shots on goal. And up until the 86th minute, we had only scored one goal, which is a little concerning. But what do you think about that, Bodhi?
It was, for me personally, I think it was definitely, especially towards the last, the 86th minute, it was definitely a clear reminder. We're not the greatest team. We're not the most amazing team in the world without Son, Kane, and Dombele. I mean, we're 1-1, about to go in extra time. We put them 3 on, and we score 3 goals, and it ends 4-1. I'm not saying that's a bad thing to have them. Obviously, it's an amazing thing. But what I'm saying is it just shows how reliant we are on them. Now, I mean, all credit to Lamela and Højbjerg and a lot of players. They've done their bit, Vinicius and all the rest. But I just thought when Lamela came off, I thought, oh no, I thought he was having a good game. Why take him off? And Dombele comes on. He's calling us now the best midfielder in the Premier League. Freaking just sends both the defenders and scores 2 goals. It's mental.
Yeah.
Definitely, the how we played definitely didn't reflect on it. I think until the last 15, I think we were diabolical. Honestly, I mean, we created the chances, like Charlie said, but we didn't finish him. We need to finish him. We need to be more clinical, and that's why you have players like Son and Kane, because they can always finish those chances. Or without them, I mean, you said yourself, 26 chances and we scored 1 goal. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I do think that that's the issue with our second string, that we don't seem to be as clinical as we do with Kane and Son. Which, I mean, to be fair, if they were more clinical, then they'd be starting. But they seem to be off so many steps from our starters, which isn't what you're expecting. I mean, Lucas Moura scored a freaking hat trick in a Champions League semifinal. Vinicius, who is the highest scoring Brazilian in all of Europe last year, Eric Lamela, widely regarded as a top player, and then Gareth Bale, who, I mean, he's won 3-4 Champions Leagues, 5 maybe. I'm not sure on that, but so I mean, it's so odd that they don't seem to be like I don't know how to like they're just not as clinical. They're not capitalizing on all these chances that we're creating, which is a concern. But changing gears a little bit, getting back into our defense. What did you think about that goal we conceded?
I thought Lucas was good though. You know, I mean, he didn't like score, but he was the one that was creating everything, and it was a great
Mhm.
assist by him to Bay.
Yeah. That was a very
Now
good point.
everyone's saying that it's all Sanchez's fault, but you know, no one's blaming Alderweireld for getting absolutely destroyed by the attack. I mean, you know, you got to predict that Wycombe, they have all these tall, big, strong strikers like Akinfenwa and that. I mean, they weren't using Akinfenwa, but it was another big, strong guy. And obviously,
Yeah.
their tactic is they're going to send it into the box as a long ball, and he's going to try to chest it down, turn, and send it into a dangerous area. So, I mean, yes, he's very strong, but Alderweireld just can't let him do that to him. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
yes, Sanchez should have cleared it better, but it should have never gotten to that situation. And yeah, obviously, both Alderweireld and Sanchez should have done better. But really, I mean, it was a bit of an unlucky goal. It came out of nothing, really.
Yeah. I
Not
agree with
much
you though. I mean,
done about that.
the blame should be shared with Alderweireld and Sanchez.
But
It's
here's the
unfortunate
thing,
that they
right?
both screwed up at the same time, but yeah, go ahead, Bodhi.
Here's the thing though, right? I know you always have a go at me for not liking Sanchez, right?
No, I
And
agree with you.
I know, and I'm gonna be honest, right? I did blame Sanchez at first, but then I looked over, I saw Alderweireld made a mistake. I thought, okay, fair enough, Alderweireld made a mistake, right?
hmm
But
Yeah.
the reason why Alderweireld didn't get blamed as much as Sanchez is because Sanchez does this every game. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter how big the mistake is. He makes at least one mistake every game, and at least one of
hmm
those mistakes always leads up to a goal, even if it's
Yeah,
the
but
slightest thing.
this is what annoys me about Sanchez. I think he's actually got so much quality to be a great defender, but like most of the game most of the game he's actually really good. But then he makes a stupid
That's what I'm
mistake
trying to say.
to ruin
But the
everything,
reason,
and that's so annoying. If he could
but
just fix that part of his game.
the problem is he's too mistake prone. He's a great player.
Yeah.
He's a great defender, right? Don't get me wrong. He's a good defender. You know, he's good in the air, but he makes so many mistakes. It's honestly too frustrating to watch him. I've never finished watching a game and thought Sanchez had an amazing game. He was definitely the best defender on the pitch. He's always, for me at
Mm.
least, when I rate all the defenders and he's in the team, he's always the worst defender unless Ben Davies is having a bad game. He's always making at least one mistake, and at the top level, getting paid about 100,000 a week to play week in week out, you can't be making these mistakes. Now, if I were Jose, I'd be telling him, buck up his ideas, get more consistent, or get gone.
hmm Yeah. I mean,
I mean,
at the end
knowing
of the
Jose,
day,
that's what he's saying. But
yeah.
I've got an interesting topic here. I haven't really thought about it until now. I just thought of it.
Go for it.
Alderweireld hasn't really been starting much since the Leeds game, in the Premier League games, and he's been mostly on the bench recently. And now he starts against Wycombe. Do you think this that he's now kind of not starting for the last few games? Do you think has anything to do with the countless rumours of him going to PSV?
No, I don't. I think it has more to do with Joe Rudin. Um, obviously,
Yeah,
he
but
only,
even Sanchez was starting in the Premier League over him.
and I understand that, but I'm honestly, I really don't think it has anything to do with rumors.
Oh
Uh,
no, I don't think he'll leave. I'm just asking.
I think
no,
Also,
I
something.
don't
what do you
think.
guys think to Roden? I think he's the future of.
Hold on. Let's come back to Rodin in a minute. Let's finish on this Alderweireld bit. Because I mean, I think this might be Mourinho starting to plan for the long term. Because Alderweireld, he's 31, which I mean that's not very old, but that he's not going to be playing with Spurs for the next 4 or 5 years. So I think that may just be Mourinho trying to figure out if it's Rodon, if it's Tanganga, or if it's Davinson Sanchez who is going to try to step into that role, or if he's going to have to
Oh, can
go
I
into
just
the
say
market this
something?
summer.
Tanganga hasn't impressed me when he's played. I mean, yes, he's
I
had
think it's been
injury
fairly
problems,
average.
but even when he's played, he's been pretty average. I think
Mhm.
he's just had a lot of problems with injuries. It's really frustrating because last season
Yeah.
we were really hoping we'd see quite a lot of him, him being implemented into the starting 11. But we've
He's too
seen
injury prone.
Yeah.
no, I wouldn't say too injury prone. He was very unlucky. He had that back problem twice or something.
No, he's
I mean,
no, but no, it's not unlucky. He is injury prone. He's always injured. That's what injury prone means. If you didn't know.
he's only been injured for like half of this year because like
Exactly half of the year. That's
but
literally the definition of
yeah, but
injury prone.
you
He's been
can't
injured for
blame
half the
him.
goddamn year.
You can't blame him for such a big injury. Like literally
And I'm not
dislocated
blaming
his
him for
back.
the big injury. I'm
Yeah.
just saying he's injury prone. And he needs
Oh,
to get back up to match fitness if he wants to be playing week in, week out,
no, but
consistently playing very well.
you
We
can't
know
just
what
get back. You can't just get back up to match fitness when you've pretty much dislocated your back. Like it's not
That's
his
what I'm saying.
it's not his
It's a
fault.
slow process to build his way back up. We know what he can do. We've seen him against Liverpool. We've seen him against so many other teams. So you calling him average, I think, is extremely harsh
No,
considering
I'm
he's
not
still
calling
time.
him average. I'm saying his performances have been average. There's a difference. Consistency is temporary, class is permanent, as they say.
Look, well, even so, I really don't think you should be judging him until he's fully match fit.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying that it wasn't very impressive the performances he was in, but I'm sure
Mhm.
he'll get better.
Well, also he's been playing right back and he's a centre back, so
He's
Good
only
point.
played 7 games this season, and he hasn't made one appearance in the Premier League. Which, like we're saying, it's a little concerning how injury prone he is. Not to start another little argument there, but he does seem to be pretty injury prone. Um, which I mean, Harry Kane is injury prone, so we have players in the squad who are like that. So I think at the end of the day, it'll be okay with him. He has to work on getting that match fitness back,
No,
like we were
but
saying.
one thing, like you're saying injury prone. There's a difference between consistently getting injured, like this. I'm not. I know. Like this thing. I know you're not
injury
blaming
prone
them,
means you're getting
but no,
injury prone means consistently getting
no.
injured, so you've
I
just
know.
admitted it.
No, I know. But Kane, yeah, like half of his injuries, like that tackle by Delph in the Champions League, like that any player would get injured from that tackle. Any player. You know, like
I'm not denying that.
I know, but just this injury prone word, like it sounds like it's just not. It's not fair to the player when they're fouled by another player and injured, or just
Uh-huh.
have a really bad injury. But yeah, let's
Well, I
get
mean,
off
nothing
this
happened
injury
to
prone thing.
yeah, yeah. Let's just move on past that.
There's been plenty of loan moves recently, from
Yeah,
the
there
club.
has.
Jack Clark has moved to
Stoke
Stoke,
City.
and there's already been a lot of a lot of promise.
Mhm.
Even in his first few appearances for
Stoke
Stoke,
fan on Twitter. Stoke fan on Twitter
Stoke
entitled
fans are
him the
going
English
crazy.
Messi.
Yeah, Stoke
Well,
fan on
let's
Twitter
not
called him
go
the
too
second coming of
far, but
Messi.
yeah.
I mean,
That's what a Stoke fan said. He titled him the English Messi.
Well, that's what they said about Marcus Edwards too. So
yeah, that's a fair point. But I mean, at the end of the day, we said this before. Clark just needs minutes, and he needs to add some bulk, being able to hold the ball off stronger players. So hopefully he's able to add that to his game in Stoke. Um, I I think he can. I mean, it seems like he'll be getting a lot of playing time. They don't seem to really have another out and out right
I
winger in the
think
squad.
I think he's really good. You know, I mean, I know I used to hate on him. I can see that he's got the class. And I think
Oh
I hope
yeah,
he
now
does
you can
well.
sing it.
I give. Then
But
what other loan moves? White has moved to Portsmouth.
uh-huh.
And the
I think that's
manager
another
gave
good
him a
move.
lot of praise. He said that he's going to be a really important signing for them if they want to get promoted. What are your opinions on this?
I think he he's a good player. I mean, he was really promising in that game against Marine in the FA Cup. But at the end of the day, I think it's important for him to be going down to the League One and getting in some good minutes. And I think it's just going to be really key for his progression as a player. And then maybe we can see him coming back to Spurs, and with a little more experience under his belt. And he's still pretty young, so I don't think he'll be coming into the first team anytime soon. But I could see him going back out on loan next season to maybe a championship club, depending on how this move goes. So he's a promising player, though. I'm excited to see more of him. And then I think Shiloh Tracy went out on loan. I don't think he has much of a future at the club, to be honest. He's a forward. We already have Kane, Parrott, and now Dane Scarlett, who are all probably ahead of him in the pecking order. So I just think it's unlikely that he's gonna really like burst into the first team. So he'll probably get a permanent move away from maybe $1 million if we're lucky, 2 million maybe. Moving on though, let's review the comments on our Instagram. If you want to have your comment featured on the podcast, follow Spurs This Week on Instagram, and you can leave a comment on our most recent post whenever we post it after a game, and then we'll review it. So let's get right into the first one. We only have 4 this time. So from Leo X Carr with 2 R's, Bale looked okay, but then Ndombele is just different class. What do you think about that, Bodhi? We'll start with you on this one.
I've said it once.
Or Charlie.
Ndombele is the best midfielder in the Premier League. I don't care what anyone says.
You haven't said it.
Well,
people that aren't
everyone's saying Ndombele is overrated by Spurs fans and underrated by other fans, and I think I agree with that. I mean, but when I say he's the best midfielder in the Prem, I'm not counting the attacking midfielders like De Bruyne and Bruno. You know, like he's better than Pogba and DD. You know, those. I mean, they're all good, but. Yeah, he is. I mean, this is the thing. People are saying, "Oh, Ndombele has a few good games and he's better than Pogba." Pogba has had like 3 good games in the last 2 years, and all the Man U fans are going, "Oh, Pogba's better than Kevin De Bruyne." Oh, Pogba, and Ndombele's been consistently class the whole season, and people are still saying Pogba's better. I mean, I can't. But
I find it funny
we'll see how it goes.
Man United fans are getting about Ndombele's form, because I mean, some of them will just be unprovoked. Like Spurs fans won't even say anything about Ndombele being better than Pogba, and then they'll come out with this whole rant. Apparently, Pogba has more trophies than Ndombele has career goals, which I mean, that is a pretty.
I don't think that's
stat.
true anymore.
I think
after yesterday, I don't think
like
that's true.
1 or 2 more, but just like
yeah, but Pogba was at Juventus. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, Ndombele could have gone to Juventus and he'd have more trophies than Pogba does at this point. So, I mean, we'll stay in our lane. Let Ndombele develop into the best player in the world, and then we'll talk about this again. But Bale, I thought Bale looked pretty good today as well. Or yesterday now. But I thought Bale looked he looked like he was in good form. I'm excited for him to build on that and maybe get into our starting lineup.
I mean, that was the best he played all year. So I mean, we've got to have high hopes for him. I mean, every game is progressively getting better and better, and I think he could come good after watching that game. So we'll just see.
Can I just point on something? This is a totally random topic,
go for it.
But Maddison said in his interview, Maddison's class, by the way. Like, I wouldn't mind us signing.
He is a good player.
People might talk about United. People might talk about United, Liverpool, Tottenham. Let's let them talk. We'll do our business in the background. The thing is, people aren't really talking about Tottenham anymore. Everyone's about United and that. But do what he says that Leicester are doing. We should do our business in the background, ignore the unnecessary hate from everyone else, and then shock everyone, hopefully. Yeah, because I honestly think we can beat Liverpool. I mean, I think we're favourites to beat Liverpool on Thursday. And I think we can really challenge.
Betting Liverpool are favourites.
Oh, really? Liverpool are the favorites?
Yes, but it's not about the betting odds. It's about
It's
confidence.
52 to 48.
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
but I think confidence is probably after quality. Confidence is the most important thing in football. It could be the best. You can be
yeah,
the best player that's ever lived, but if you're totally low on confidence, like Liverpool are right now, there's a big chance you won't perform to your standard, and that's exactly what's happening. And
Lost
yeah,
from
Jurgen
France for
Klopp's
2-0.
kind of Jurgen Klopp has been not been on his form recently, so hopefully we'll see that see him get outclassed by Don Jose on Thursday.
the
And
last
it's
time
Jose's
Liverpool won a
birthday, yeah.
yeah
What
the
what
last
just
time
what just lose like 3-1?
yeah I'm a little bit nervous about that. Not gonna lie, but the last time Liverpool won a Premier League game was their 7-0 drubbing
Uh,
really of Crystal
I, I've
Palace,
said I've said
and that
this
was three
before.
days after they beat
It's
us.
no, I've it's like they decided to score all of their goals for the next 2 months in one game and then just
Yeah,
stop scoring. But also, you can never be too confident against Liverpool. We must. I mean, we won't
hmm,
underestimate them. Jose is not stupid, but
yeah,
knowing our luck, Liverpool could have the game of their lives. I mean, Liverpool's always so lucky against us. There's either the Alderweireld own goal in
Let's
the
be
last
no,
minute, a
Charlie,
late
Charlie,
goal.
Charlie. Listen, let's be realistic here, right? Tottenham, it's the exact. It's not a coincidence as well. Every single team that is on bad form that plays us ends up winning. It's natural. I don't know why, but every single team that has bad form ends up turning up against Spurs. I have no
No,
clue why this
no,
happens,
but
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 huh.
but
it's true.
no, but hear me out. This has to be the game because this is such an important. This is the most important game ever. Like, I mean, I know I say that this is the most important game of the season every game, but this is on another level. This is finally to get revenge for the Champions League final and for the other games that came after the Champions League final. It's finally
Hmm,
to get revenge, um, and not just get revenge, but get Liverpool's confidence so low. Like
hmm,
they'd be 2 points behind us. They'd be like eighth at this point.
yeah,
They just got knocked out by Man United. This is our chance. And I watched the Man U game. Liverpool were pretty poor. Like all the goals
hmm,
in the Man U game, except for the Bruno free kick, were all really defensive errors. So hopefully Phillips will have a shambolic game against us because I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I wish that we attack Liverpool because that's
yeah,
not going to happen. We're not. That's not going to happen, sadly. But I think if we really did attack them and shock them we could score in the first 5 minutes. Not that that's a good thing because we usually give
yeah,
leads away, but you know what I mean. Like we could just shock them because their defense is really like off form right now. Fabinho's
hmm,
just not really a natural centre back, and they've even used Henderson in the centre back position. That's how desperate
yeah,
they are. And Phillips is very on and off. Robertson and Trent have not been on their games recently either. So this is really our chance, and not just to win. I think if we really play well, because we're really on and off recently, because
hmm,
like sometimes we're on our day, sometimes we're not. No matter what the opposition is. So hopefully we're on our day. And if we are on
yeah,
our day, I can see us definitely even pummeling them like 3-1, 4-1. I'm not
hmm,
even joking, but I'm not putting my hopes high. It's 50-50 for me. But this is just such an important game. We can't let Man U and City get too far away.
yeah. I think this is the best chance we have to get, or the best chance we've had in a while at least, to get this Liverpool like this bad voodoo that we have on us. I mean, we haven't beaten them since 2017, and then before that, we hadn't beaten them since 2012. So
I
we've only
I, wa-
beaten
I
them
watched that
twice in the past 9 years.
I watched that game live. What a game that was. Um,
The
in
4-1.
the in Wembley.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Maradona. It was it was just like the perfect game because I was there with my cousins, and it was for then the record attendance in the Premier League game. So the atmosphere was
Oh.
absolutely amazing. And then at half time we were 3-1 up at half time, and suddenly out of nowhere Maradona comes. And we're literally watching Maradona cuddling Poch, and I'm like, what? So it was a really good game, but rest in peace, Maradona, by the way. But yeah, it's yeah, that was a great 4-1 win. But since then, it's all been there was that 2-2 draw, and it's all been
Yep.
2-1, 3-1, 2-0, 2-1. You know,
Yeah.
we really need to end this curse. And I think, and I didn't mention this before. Beating Liverpool would also be a huge statement to the other Premier League clubs and fans that we
hmm
can challenge. You know, we can.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
even if we do beat them, though, people will just chalk it up to Liverpool's
to
bad
Liverpool having
form, and
bad form. Yeah.
even if we do play fantastic and like just next level, and like we play like perfectly, the post match is going to be all about how Liverpool will offer the game. Like it doesn't matter how well we play, it doesn't matter who we play. If we win, it's probably down to the opposition being bad. That's how the media sees it. I mean, when we beat Man United 6-1, the talk wasn't about how Spurs played well. It was all about how Man United lost. I think some people
No,
even forgot
and here's the
which
thing.
team
This
beat
is
them 6-1.
and let me tell you why, right? I've
Mhm.
asked so many different football fans this same question, and they all answer with the same thing. They say the reason why Spurs get pretty much bullied by the media and everyone else, right, and underappreciated, is because Spurs are a load of bottle jobs, small clubs, and it's funny how the Spurs fans think they're better than they actually are because they have no trophies.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think it really comes down to the trophies. If we were
We have
to,
28 trophies. We have 28 trophies.
yeah, but I mean, we've been in two finals since 2008, right? That's when we won the League Cup. We've been in the Champions League final and then the League Cup final again in 2015. So I mean, we've had opportunities. We've had the best squad in the Premier League, and yet we still didn't win anything. Which I think most of the blame on that has to come down to Mauricio Pochettino for not challenging in the EFL Cup and the FA Cup.
Oh, and
And
by the
then
way, just quick live news: Arsenal is beating Southampton 2-1 currently, 43rd minute in Southampton. I don't know what to think about that. I mean, technically, Southampton's ahead of them, right?
yeah,
They're not even that far from us, so that's not really
yeah. I mean,
worried about Arsenal, are we?
no, I mean the best result for us would be an Arsenal win because then they'd be 3 points behind us, but we would have two games in hand. So
What do you
um,
guys think to West Ham being ahead of us then? This is why I want to beat Liverpool as well.
yeah, I mean, well, the other thing is if we beat Liverpool, we'll be ahead of West Ham, but then West Ham will be in front of Liverpool after 20 games played,
You'd
and I
love to
think that
see
would just be
that.
great. I think that'd be pretty funny. I mean, obviously it's horrible that West Ham are in the top four right now.
Socek is currently carrying my FPL.
I gotta add him to my team. Not gonna lie, but I mean, yeah. Suchek he's carrying that team as well. So yeah, I mean, I don't think West Ham will last at the top of the table for much longer. I think they'll probably drop down and they'll finish eighth or ninth, maybe seventh. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the fact that we're considering West Ham as more of a threat than Arsenal, I mean, I think that says quite a lot
It's
about the
hilarious.
state of Arsenal Football Club right now. Um, but going back to the comments because we only reviewed one. Um, uh, so going back on that Bale bit from Elliot S.O. Dergren, I think I say it. Bale was awful, missed so many chances. Winks was different, but Dombele was incredible. And then while I'm here, I'm
Bale
just going
was
to say,
awful. What game was he watching? I mean, yes,
I
he
think
missed
it's
chances, but
because
he also
Bale's
created the
yeah
chances.
Bale's finishing was horrible. But he had everything in his game except for his finishing, and he still scored a goal, which I think is pretty impressive. Um,
Yeah, and we
despite his
can't take
like,
away from the
Yeah,
fact that he didn't finish.
yeah, I was critical
let
because
Bodhi go. Bodhi, what were you gonna say?
yeah,
We can't take away from the fact that it was still a good finish.
Yeah, that was a really good finish off of Lucas Moura's cross in. And then, yeah, I thought Winks was decent. I think Winks seems to play the best when it's a cup game, which I think is just funny. Like his best games come in the cups. That other game against Stoke, now the game against Wycombe. And then we already talked about Dombele. Just incredible. There's another comment from _Boone period __. Dombele is different gravy, and yes, he is. What a player!
Yeah, we can
Getting in,
confirm
we
that
can
he is
confirm.
the top quality gravy.
Breaking news: Dombele has tested positive for being different gravy. Now let's get into the last comment here from Rob J. Gibson, 06/2018. Bring on the big guns. Winks did well. Needs to get stronger to be a regular. He will learn and become quality. Has only young playing with Ndombele. I think he's only young playing with Ndombele. I think he's saying Winks and Ndombele could be like our back line in the future, but Højbjerg will surely be in that spot. But
I hope to see
yeah,
Skip
like we
in
said, I
there.
think Winks did well.
I hope to see
Well,
Skip in there.
Yeah, Skip. Yeah, it's another good point. I'm excited to see Skip come back into the
Skip has
into the
been
side.
great recently again.
Yeah.
Skip, Harvey Devine, Harvey White, Wolf,
Mhm.
dangerous.
I mean, our midfield is. I mean, our team. I was thinking about this the other day. Our team is. I was writing in an article for the Spurs web, and like, our team is so young. Like, in 5 years, we could have basically the same lineup, minus maybe Kane or Son. Probably minus Son. But other than
The
that,
day
we'll
Son
have
leaves us, I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself.
and Lloris too.
But
I think Kane will actually leave before Son.
You think so? Do you think
Yeah.
he'll go to a different club, or
yeah,
he'll
I
just
think so.
retire?
Actually, I also think so.
I think Kane will go to Bayern.
You think Kane will go to
No,
Bayern?
no, you know what?
Don't you
I
think
think if no, but I think if Kane stays for another 2 or 3 years, there's no point of him leaving. I think if he does win trophies with us, he'll be a one club man. He's just the kind of guy.
Mhm. I think he's gonna want to stay in England
Same with
to
Son, to be
get the
honest.
record for most goals in a calendar year, right? No, in the Premier League, break Alan Shearer's record. But if he does that earlier, then rather than later, I guess I could see him going somewhere else just for like a season or two.
Madrid or
Um,
Bayern.
Yeah, I guess I could see that happening. We got a little off topic there, just kind of on a side note. But going back, we've already previewed Liverpool a little bit, I guess, but let's jump back into it because I think that's the only thing left to do today, really. Thoughts going into the Liverpool game? Anything else that you haven't mentioned?
Not really. But what I wanted to say, what do you guys think
Corey
to
Odegaard, Trent.
Odegaard? What do you guys think to Odegaard signing for Arsenal? Pretty much.
Well,
I think
that means now.
Odegaard,
Okay, yeah, go you go.
Odegaard's coming to Arsenal. I think Aurier's better than Trent.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Oh,
because it's absolute bollocks. Why would he join such a terrible club? He does. I hope he realizes that he's literally going to be carrying them.
yeah. I mean,
If he's even
to be
that
fair,
good, he'll probably end up being trash. He'll probably end up just being another Danny Ceballos, which is hyped up for about a month and then never heard of again.
I think it's going to be. I think it means now that Spurs have the better Pierre, the better Emile, and now they're going to have the better O with the little dash or with the little line through it. So they're just making the memes too easy for us to make at this point.
No, to
yeah,
be fair, that would be a great player. I would have loved to have him at Spurs. I might be a bit salty that he isn't playing for Spurs, but
yeah,
at the same time, I think I think Odegaard going to Spurs. If I got told Odegaard would be going to Spurs, I'd tell them that Aurier is better than Trent. It's absolutely ludicrous.
mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's a good signing from them, to be fair, but yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to say
to be
on
honest,
it.
I'm kind of relieved that it's only 6 months, but I'm also extremely upset that he signed for Arsenal because half the time when players sign for a rival club, they will never. If someone signs for Arsenal, the likelihood of them signing for Spurs is next to zero.
Yeah.
You know, players like
Unless
Sol Campbell.
you're Emmanuel Adebayor or Sol Campbell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he was going to come to Spurs anyway. I don't think he's going to stay at Arsenal. I think he's really using them as a stepping stone to try to get back into that Real Madrid team. Which I think is so. I think it's like so funny how Arsenal fans are making fun of Spurs for signing Reguilon with the buyback clause and saying how he's only using us for a stepping stone to get back into that Madrid team. Yet they signed Ceballos and Odegaard with no buy options, so that
Exactly.
it's so obvious that they're using Arsenal just to try to like show Zidane that they are good enough to be put back into the Real Madrid team. Just Arsenal fans don't make sense sometimes, but that's okay.
Yeah, we'll just let
anything
them
else?
be idiots.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we end the pod? Crickets.
No, I think
Alrighty.
we should just get into the lineups and stuff.
All right, yeah, we'll do a quick predicted lineups for the Liverpool game. I think it's going to be Lloris in goal, obviously. Reguilon at left back. Alderweireld, no, sorry, not Alderweireld. Rodon and Dyer. Aurier at right back. Who's going to pocket Mane, by the way? It's going to be like any young right backs that are going to be watching the game. It's going to be a masterclass. Hello.
Yeah, sorry, I lost connection a bit, but I
Okay.
was going to say that there's been a few transfer rumors we haven't discussed.
Okay. Yeah.
Like today's rumors, Edin Dzeko, but and also a few others. There's been also. What do you think to Carl Walker-Peters scoring against Arsenal? I mean, he didn't score, but he pretty much did. You know, once a year, always a year. And you know, it
Yeah.
really frustrates me. We sold him for so cheap. I mean, actually, without him, we wouldn't get Højbjerg. So I mean, but still, like he's better than Aurier and Doherty. So it's a bit frustrating.
Yeah. I always
I mean,
was
I
a
don't
big fan
know
of.
about that. I don't know about that.
Actually, yeah. Aurier's been he's been playing pretty well.
Yeah,
I'm not
but
saying he doesn't have. I'm not saying he doesn't have the potential to be better than Aurier or Doherty, but I don't think yet that he is better. I think
yeah, but
Yeah,
you
I
know,
agree
I'm
with that.
hearing people saying that Max Aarons is better than Doherty. How? No, I'm sorry, but how? I mean, I'm sorry, but Max Aarons is overrated in my opinion. Like Norwich let in so many goals last season. I know it's not down to one player, but I mean, he doesn't impress me as much as everyone says he's like. Everyone says he's like. Doherty still has the class. He's just been on poor form, you know. Like
Yeah,
I just
that's
I
true.
think when Bayern Munich want a player, I think it says a lot about their quality. And Bayern wanted Max Aarons,
But it also says a lot that they didn't sign him.
but I don't think that was down to the fact that I don't think that was down to the fact. that he
okay,
was
lads.
making
Forget about the title challenge. Okay, I mean City's 4-0 up at half time against West Brom away. Oh my God! Why doesn't
West
West
Brom's
Brom
like
play like that against us? Oh,
West
I
Brom's
Well, I
thought
such
mean,
a
West
low
Brom was
team.
good against us. Like honestly, everyone seems to play so badly against City. Like honestly,
Intimidation.
we should
going off
seriously
that, I
be
mean,
worried about City
but I mean, Liverpool
in the
beat Crystal
final.
Palace 7-0, and they're in 5th place right now. So, or wait, they're in 5th, right? Sorry, I want to double check that. I'm actually telling the truth. Okay, yeah, yes, they are in 5th. So, I mean, like you could have one great result. We beat Man United 6-1, and they are currently in 2nd place. So, the title is still, the race is wide open. If we win our game, we're only 5 points behind City. So there's plenty of time to get back in. We've beaten City. I think we've beaten everyone in the top 5 except for, or never mind, that's not a great stat.
Except for Liverpool and Chelsea. Actually,
No,
we've beaten Chelsea this season.
that's true. We've beaten everyone in the Big 6 except for Liverpool this season, right? That's actually a pretty good stat.
Yeah, that's a good.
But so like we have the quality to beat the big teams. We need to, like, those little draws against well, I mean, the little draws were what killed us the 16-17 season when we played so well and we didn't win the league. And so I'm a little afraid that's what's going to kill us this time around. The draws against Fulham, Wolves, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Newcastle. So I mean, if you look at those points, I mean, two against Newcastle, 2 against West Ham, 2 against Wolves, 2 against Fulham. That's 8 points. If we had those 8 points, we would be in first right now. So it's frustrating. Or we'd be in second on goal differential, but with a game in hand.
Yeah, if we didn't drop those, like people are saying like, oh, there's no way that there's a chance. Like when we were in really bad form, and I said that like if this form keeps going, I'm not Jose out, but Jose's on the edge right now. That was before, and everyone was like, oh, there's no way. We've only lost 2 games this season. You can't do that. But at the same time, like yes, we've won quite a few games, but like these draws, these useless draws are costing us. I'm not saying that and if we just get that out of our game, we can definitely win the league. It's so frustrating, but yeah, I think that will change.
Yeah, I mean we've lost the second least amount of games in the league, and then we've drawn the third most amount of games in the league. So that's like the draws are what's killing us at this point. I mean, it's what's hurting us. It's what's hurting Liverpool. So if only Premier League games went to extra time. Actually, I think we probably have lost that West Ham game, but yeah, I mean, it's frustrating the way it's working out, but I still have faith that I think we'll get Champions League this year. I'm fairly confident on that, knock on wood, but it's, yeah, I don't know. It's frustrating the way it's working out. I'll throw that out there again. Anything to add on that, Bodhi?
No.
All right. Let's get back into those predicted lineups for Liverpool. I think I was on the back line. Reguilon, Rodon, Dyer, and then Aurier at right back. Midfield of, actually, I think we're going to play a 3-4-3. So I'll put in Alderweireld in that back line with Rodon and Dyer, and then midfield of Højbjerg and Dombele, and then forwards are going to be Son, and Kane, and Bergwijn. And Bergwijn is going to score the winning goal to give us the game. 2-1. We're going to win. 91st minute winner from Steven Bergwijn. It's going to be a screamer too.
I completely agree with your exact lineup. I think it's gonna end up being a draw, 2-2. Firmino with 2 goals. Firmino with 2 goals, and Son and Kane both scoring each.
Mm-hmm. Charlie?
My lineup is hopefully Hugo Lloris, Aurier, Hugo Lloris. You know what? I'm gonna go for something different. I'm gonna go for back 3 like it was against Sheffield. I know that that's probably not gonna happen, but
that's what we
I'm
just
gonna
said.
go for Hugo. Oh yeah, did you? I don't think that's going to happen because Liverpool play a front 3. It would be a bit different. Sheffield play a front 2, but we'll see how it goes. I hope
play
that
a front
it's going
3?
to be.
I'm pretty sure they play a front 3. No,
Yeah,
you're right. They play a front 2.
Sheffield. So Aurier, Rodon, Tobey, Alderweireld. Actually, no. I don't know if we're going to use Tobey because we didn't use him against Sheffield. It could be Rodon, Dyer, and Davies as the back 3.
I could see that too. Actually,
yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Davies being the left centre back. Or no, you know what? Rodon isn't trusted enough by Jose in such a big game. So I think it's gonna be Alderweireld, Dyer, Davies, then left back Reguilon, hopefully. I mean, it has to be Reguilon. Then Højbjerg and Dombele, and hopefully Bergwijn, Kane, Son. That's what I'm hoping for. But you know what? I wouldn't mind Bale. I would not mind Bale because I have a feeling if he gets a chance, he'll score.
I think he's too much of a liability when it comes to defending. I don't think he'll get back in the same way that Bergwijn does. But if the game's not going well, I could see Bale coming on in the last 10, 20 minutes. But yeah. Score prediction from you?
My score prediction is 3-1 Tottenham. Son, Kane, and Reguilon.
Reguilon scoring his first goal for Spurs.
Yep.
Already.
I'm still shocked how Højbjerg hasn't scored, but I mean he's had so many. Yeah.
He's had a few good chances. He had that one good chance against against Fulham, I think, and he passed it straight at the goalie essentially. But...
I'm so annoyed about that. He needs to stop shooting straight at the goalie.
And then Reguilon's offside goal against Fulham. All right, that's another game. I think that's all we have for you today. Anything else you guys want to add? I'll take that as a no.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Wait. It says here on Spurs Army story, Jose Mourinho reveals Tottenham ace picked up a knock ahead of vital Liverpool clash. I can't tell who that is though. It's like you need to. Hopefully it's. I think it looks like. Wait a minute. Who does it look like? His face is covered up, so I can't see. I have no idea who that is. It could be Winks. It could be Dyer. I don't know. Hopefully it's nothing important.
I think it's
hopefully
Alderweireld. Yeah, that's so for the listeners. It's a screenshot of an article, but the player's face is covered. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, you can swipe up. I'm not the most intelligent sometimes. So,
no, but it goes to One Football. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to download an app. Okay.
Doesn't matter.
I'm gonna search it. I think it looks like Alderweireld. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure though.
I don't think so. Because it looks a bit like Skip, if I'm being honest. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that for a second too, but I mean, it kind of looks like Højbjerg, but he didn't wear that kit last season because he didn't play for us.
Maybe it's Lo Celso.
No,
but
Lo Celso's
he
legs
already
are skinnier
had
than that.
I don't know who it is.
Hold on, Sorry, I'm googling it.
Well, Ace. Who's the Tottenham Ace? Let me think.
We're doing some investigative work.
Maybe it's Davies.
Oh, it's Ben Davis. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I
just
thought.
found the article. Yeah. So Mourinho reveals Tottenham Ace picked up a knock, and it is Ben Davis.
Oh wait, yeah, he did get injured by the end. Yeah, that's not very good if I'm being honest.
Went on for him.
That's not very good.
So
but then again, I think we can go without him.
Yeah, I think we could still go with a back three and then have Rodon, Dyer, and Alderweireld. But if Mourinho really wants to have a left-sided center back, then I could see us going with a back four instead, and then having Sissoko. I think Sissoko plays better against the big teams than Winks does, and so we'll put him in midfield with Højbjerg. But
yeah,
well, that was a nice little fun end to the pod.
Yeah, that was interesting. All right.
Well, thank you for listening, everyone. This has been another episode of Spurs This Week. I'm Tobey from _Spurs Center. And
follow our socials.
Yeah, follow our socials. I was joined by Bodhi from Hotspur.industry and Charlie from CB Design, Z instead of an S, all on Instagram. And subscribe to us on YouTube as well, on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We are on all of those platforms. And also follow our Instagram so that you can have your comment reviewed on the podcast. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time. Come on, you Spurs.
And come on, you Spurs.